2,000 years after the departure of Jesus the Christ, the prophets are back to teach the real Jews, the 12 tribes of Israel, their true nationality. This is their campaign.
Enjoying our time. He enslaved your people when he came to the America, Central America, North America. These are your people he enslaved first. Okay? But read that, we're going to give you the history, how your people was already, your people was already in this country, even before Christ was born. Now, you have a politician, president say, go back to your country. But you guys were here even before Christ was born. Right. Read that quickly.
2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Asaph the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive.
Meaning there was a time, every time we sin, God always sent a nation against us to conquer us as a punishment. He's not going to go down and give you a whooping, but what he did, he used another country or race to come and enslave you, because our strength and power is with God. Every time we keep God's commandment, nobody can touch us. But when we sin in our, against our God, God said, you know what? I'm not with you. Now any nation can beat us. Right. So now the king of Assyria enslaved us. And then there came to a time, God spoke in the mind of the king and said, you know what? I want you to let my people let them go so they can go back, to their land. Read. That's the story we're reading right now.
And he carried them over the waters, and some came there into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves.
So your people, after the Assyrian king allow you to go back to Israel, your true land is Israel. It's not Mexico, by the way.
That's right.
You came in those land, Central America, to for that purpose we're reading right now. But your original land is Israel. Read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country.
He says, when the king of Assyria allow your people to go back to Jerusalem or Israel, you guys say, you know what, we're not going to go back there because why? We've been enslaved many times. We want to go to a place where no man dwells, so nobody will come in and enslave us anymore.
That's right. Where never mankind dwelt, that they might.
Where there's no man ever dwell or live there before. Which that land? How they call that America? They call it the New World. The New World, the New Found Land. So your people say, we're going to go to another land where nobody ever lived before, so nobody will bother us and enslave us no more. Read.
That they might keep their status.
And the reason why they come to the shoulder America, North America, Central America, is God's law. That's why when you look at the natives, they have this and their clothes. You see this thing? This is the same thing we have here. It's a law in the Bible. When you read number, let's allow to do the teaching, brother. Okay? Number 58. Okay? That's a law for us to keep. That's why they have that law in their clothes.
Yo lo vi.
Okay? But read.
That they might keep their status, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river For the Most High then showed sign for them, and still the flood.
Read again.
For the Most High then showed sign for them, and still the flood, till they were passed over.
So they go around the African land. You see all this flesh in the bottom? To come to the South America, North America, the Central America. Okay? Read.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
It took them on a year and a half to leave this land, to come to the America, to the Central and South America.
And the same region is called Asaph.
And the what?
And the same region is called Asaph.
In the same region of Asaph. The Jewish encyclopedia, the men that claim to be the God's people today, they say, we are God's people. We're going to go to their library and read what Asaph means. Remember the Bible said the land that they go for what? Asaph. That's the definition of Asaph. Read.
Asaph by Morris Jastrow J. Kaufman Collar. The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10th tribe of Israel will dwell.
You read too fast, man. Slow down, you know our people. Read it again.
The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man.
Is this what we just read? They're going to go to a place where no men dwell before. It's a land where it was away from the great river. Read again.
The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10th tribe of Israel will dwell.
He said the 10th tribe of Israel is straight from Ephraim down. That's the so-called Latino and Native Indian today. Read.
Observing the laws of Moses.
See what they say, we're going to go to a land where we can keep God's law? Read.
Until the time of the restoration, according to Ezra's, set forth 5 Ezra's,
Fourth Ezra's.
4th Ezra's, 33, verse 45. Columbus identified America with this land.
How do Christopher Columbus know how to come to this land?
Columbus identified America with this land.
In other words, Christopher Columbus read this Bible we just read. That's how he knew how where your people, you guys were. That's right. He read the Bible and said, oh, that's why we couldn't find them. They're in that land. Right. Based on the prophecy of the Bible. Okay?
Oh, no.
Read. That's what?
See, Gaslering, Christopher Columbus, translated by Dr. C. Brass, page 15.
All right, go back to what you were reading.
Bring it out!
He also enslaved them.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Okay, my sister, this is a book written by one of those white men. They call you Mexican, right? Today. Let's go to that books and find out what they say about your people. With this book highlighted. Tell the book name.
This book, Origins of the American Indians, European Concept, 1492 to 1729, written by Lee E. Huddleston. Page 88. Indians, Jew fleeing from Sennacherib about 700 BC.
Read it again.
Indians, Jews,
How do they call the Indians?
Fleeing from Sennacherib about 700 BC.
Meaning Christ wasn't even born when you guys came to this land. Read.
Through West Africa and thence to America.
And where?
America.
Read.
Carthaginians, Scandinavians, Tartars,
Read the highlighted part instead.
Nonetheless, he remained convinced that the most reasonable theory seems to be that they are descended from the 10 tribes.
They are the Indian or the descendant of the 10 tribes. This is the same white men that call you Mexican, blacks, Puerto Rican, Haitian, West Indies, but in their books, they share among themselves. They're telling to each other who these people really are. They give you other names because they know if you know that you are God's chosen people, you're gonna start keeping God's law, and you're gonna make the second coming of Christ quicker. And they want to enjoy their kingdom. The more you myself stay in sin, the more they enjoy their kingdom. That's the whole purpose. They give you all these holidays, like today's Halloween, is to keep you in sin, so to delay Christ coming. Right.
Especially the tribe of Issachar.
Issachar, that's your real name. The so-called Mexican, your name in the Bible is Issachar. Issachar. That's where the word Aztec come from. Aztec. You heard about Aztec. Sometimes your people refer to themselves as Aztecs. That's derived from Issachar.
Right. 1948 to 23. This descent was indicated by many of the customs, rites, and ceremonies common to the ancient Hebrews and modern Indians.
So the reason why they know that you're the children of Israel, you're the Hebrew, when they read the Bible, they realized that your people kept the custom of the Bible, of the Hebrew in the Bible.
The Mexicans, the Mexicans are originally of the 10 tribes captured by Salmanazar.
Isn't it what we just read for you? The King Salmanazar allowed the 10 tribes to leave, and then you guys say we're not going to go back to Jerusalem, we're going to go to a further country. They know who they have in this land. Why do you think they hate you? It's not because of your skin color. It's not because they call you Mexican. They hate the blacks and Latinos because they know we are God-chosen people.
It's so hard to serve God. And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.